What's up guys, my name is Liam, and today we're probably going to be talking about the most surprising gaming mouse that I've taken a look at so far this year. That is the L7 Pro. The performance of this mouse, I still can't really wrap my head around it, and just the overall general feeling of this for the price point that is coming at is, I would say, very impressive to say the least. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into it. I'll try and explain to you what makes this mouse so great, compare it to the competition, and hopefully I'll be able to help you decide whether or not this could possibly be the perfect gaming mouse for you. Let's check it out. And before we get started, I'd like to take a second to thank the sponsor of this video today. Make your work more efficient with BlackZero's 3-in-1 tool set. This compact toolbox handles all DIY and home repair needs in one go. The BlackZero Smart Cordless Brushless Drill is a 16.8 volt powerhouse that offers up to 60 Newton meters of high torque. Not only is this drill easy to handle with its compact and lightweight design, coming in at only 810 grams, but it is really convenient to use, featuring an HD smart display with 5 different working modes. It does allow you to manually change 4 different torque settings depending on the size of the task, and then it also does have an auto function. And one of my favorite features of this drill, as I was using it to set up one of my new desks, is it does have an auto shut-off function. It also comes with a removable 1600 milliamp hour battery. The second part of this kit features a hand tool tier. This conveniently comes with a variety of things that can handle a lot of tasks around the house. And then the third and final tier is this 525-piece mechanics toolkit expansion. And BlackZero is so confident in the quality of their product that they offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. And right now you can conveniently pick this up or go check it out at Amazon. And I will make sure to include links down in the description below for you to check it out. Included inside the box, it does come with some documentation. It also does have these grips. These don't really feel like the highest quality of grips. They do feel rubberized, but a little bit on the slippery end. It also does come with a USB-C to Type A cable, and I was really surprised to find out that this mouse actually does come included with the wireless 8K receiver. It does have a rubberized bottom, USB-C here in the back, and it does have an LED indicator up here on the top. So starting out, I just want to let you guys know that they did have a limited time sale pre-order type of thing going on with this mouse, where when it was in the pre-order mode, they had a discount on it and you could pick it up for $40. And I do believe that after the pre-order is over, the price will go up. So I'll go ahead and put that on the screen here for you guys to give you an idea on what the price of this looks like. But just jumping into everything here, starting over on the bottom, it does have the on and off button over here where you can flip it up to turn on and enable the wireless receiver. Does also come with the Bluetooth mode, and then over here on this side it does have a DPI button. The skate design on this is pretty good. It's not too bad, but as you can clearly see, the skates that do come included on this, they actually do have a quicker glide. I'm just not a fan of these skates, putting it lightly to you guys. When you try and use these on control pads or something like that, they do feel just a little bit more muddy and sticky down the micro adjustments. So when it just comes to the general feeling of this mouse in the hands for the price point that this is coming in at, I just wasn't prepared for how just honestly great that this thing really does feel. And I mean, I've only had this for about a week now, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I have been purposefully trying to be very harsh with it. And just the overall general feeling of it, it does actually feel very similar to just the build of something like the Sora V2 and those other types of similar mice just in general. So it does have the lighter feeling, and up here in the front, it does feel a little bit more stiff to me, but it kind of has a little bit of that flexible shell to where if you're to push really hard here in the middle, I think I get like the most amount of bend right here. But as I'm using this in game with my general grip style, it really does feel solid for me. I haven't noticed any types of issues, creaking or anything like that. I've actually even opened this mouse up and taken it apart, and when I took all the screws out of it, it has clips all the way around the edges in the top upper shell, and it honestly was hard to separate the base from the top shell itself. So I mean, that's a really good thing. It shows that, you know, it sticks in there and snaps in there really good. So again, trying to be as hard as I can. Nothing that I've noticed yet. If anything does update, I will make sure to let you guys know. But on top of all of this, solid shell, and it actually has a really good solid filling coating on it. So very grippy for me, even if my hands were to get moist or something like that. it does add some more additional grip. And jumping into the clicks for mouse 1 and 2, this is using probably the most popular switches on the market right now, the Omron opticals. For those of you that know, these are very lightweight and easy to spam. And I mean, just the implementation on these, really solid. Once you do click it down, I mean, I just don't get really hardly any pre or post travel there from the middle. You do get a little bit more play up here in the front, typical with these plastic mouse buttons. It can make contact with the base, but just look at that. Like, you don't get any type of left to right, and I'm actually being really harsh with it there. The one thing about the click implementation on this is I do feel like it is best from, like, I'd say maybe this area right here and up. Once you do get really far back here, not that I know too many people that play like that, but the clicks do get kind of weird, and you do get, you know, just a bit more play. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be as critical and harsh with this mouse as I can, but so far everything about clicks 1 or 2 feel great. Nothing has really stood out that I noticed to be too much of an issue with it. The scroll also kind of feels just similar to these types of mice, like the Sora V2. Very light steps, and you almost get a lighter feeling of a scroll there. Even the center scroll click does feel pretty light and easy to spam. And the same thing goes for the feeling over here on the side buttons. Usually I get just a little bit play back here in the rear, but the pre-travel not too bad on this. As you can see, when you're clicking here in the middle or towards the front, you get almost no pre-travel. The post-travel, you do get a solid stop back here, so you can't push it too much into the shell or anything. You do get some wobbling front to back if you're being really harsh. But just the way that I game with my gaming mice, I don't really rock the side buttons too much, so nothing that I really noticed. And the tension just feels a little bit better up here in the front. So yeah, I mean, I really am just kind of shocked considering the fact that you could pick this up with the pre-order for 40 bucks. And this thing really does feel as great as it is, especially coming in at the price point that it is. So let's just go ahead and jump into it and do the click quality sound check. For the weight and balance, everything on the balance is spot on. And throwing this on my scale, looks like we got it at 40.9 grams. The software is actually really confusing for me to download, so I'm going to show you guys here really quick. Once you do click on this page for the software, I thought that it would just be this hub, but you can actually come up here and click on the actual name of the mouse, and it will give you a different software. So very clearly, this is what you want to download to get this mouse set up properly. But once I did come in here, it did have all these settings that I look for when tuning my mice to be able to set this up and it run properly for me. All right, so now we're going to talk about the craziest thing about this mouse, which is the performance. This is not using the Nordic 52840. It's actually using a Realtek chip with the nanotechnology. I've tested earlier implementations of this in the past, and it didn't seem really that impressive to me. So when I got my hands on this and I was getting the numbers that I was really blown away. It does look like it's using a different driver with the Realtek than I've ever used before, and very clearly these guys got it figured out and know what they're doing. This is recording the lowest click latency that I've ever tested to date on my XLAT system across the 8K and the 4K polling rate on a wireless mouse, besides the OP18K, which is actually a wired mouse. All right, so now let's go ahead and jump into the shape. The second I got this in my hands, it really feels just like a very similar X2 Mini. So I mean, the width and the size of it is very similar. While I'm talking about it, I'll just go ahead and bring it up here. Just the overall scale of these. When you're looking at them next to each other with the width and everything like that, you can see how similar they are. The curve profile on these, even when I put them together, they feel really similar, as wide as one another. So let's just go ahead and we'll jump straight into the shape comparisons between both of these. All right, so lastly, I will go ahead and compare this to the Sora V2 just because I've been getting requests to do it, and I've seen people bring up the Sora V2 when it comes to the conversations of this mouse. Again, just with the rear hump profile, this does feel a lot more similar to the X2 Mini, where I do feel like when I'm holding the Sora, it just feels a bit wider in the hands up here at the top, and even kind of just the curved profile on it, the way that it curves from bottom to top, the feeling of this just feels like it does have flatter sides. Even looking at the bottom, it does have the flatter going front to back, where this does curve out more aggressively here on the rear. All right, guys, so that about wraps things up on the L7 Pro. I do want to let you guys know that I have seen people out there in the community kind of complaining about the customer service that Mchose does offer. So something to be wary of if you are looking to pick this mouse up, and hopefully they will be watching this video. I'm pretty sure they are. So hopefully you will be able to improve more on your customer service. But aside that being said, I'm just really kind of dumbfounded with this mouse. The feeling of it, I really wasn't expecting it to be this good. I mean, obviously the performance is a thing in its own, but I mean, the weight of this, coating, clicks, it really does just kind of check all the boxes for me. I love the X2 Mini, and very clearly the only thing I'd change about this mouse really that I can think of is going to be the skates. So hopefully we'll get some good aftermarket skates here coming up in the future. But yeah, I mean, just kind of speechless, don't really know what else to say, but very impressed. So if you have any additional questions or feel like I left anything out, please let me know down in the comments below. And aside from that, if you've enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.